Timothee Chalamet, am I pronouncing it correct?
That's perfectly.
You have two big movies. The first premiered in Sundance, Call Me By Your Name, and Lady Bird that's premiering here in Toronto. It's very exciting. Greta Gerwig's directorial debut.
Thank you.
So let's start with Elio and Call Me By Your Name. You play such a emotionally, vulnerable and confused, and you speak 5 languages, and you have there's not that much dialogue in the film, but so much comes across, which is really just such a breakout performance for a young actor.
Wow, thank you. It all happened very organically, and to be out there a month early, sequestered into town, as opposed to shooting on a stage or shooting in a center of industry, it really allowed us to kind of ingratiate and absorb the tone of the town and ultimately the film.
And you grew up in New York City, right? You went to the Fame High School, LaGuardia of the Arts, right?
Yes.
You were born and bred. So that doesn't necessarily mean you learned how to ride a bike. And you do a lot of bike riding in this. Did you have to learn how to ride a bike?
You know what? That's a great question. And because I didn't learn for the film, but I learned like, let's say 12, 13 years old. People will assume like, everyone everywhere learns how to ride a bike, but it's very true. In New York, you have the West Side Highway, you have Central Park if you're like level 2, because it's hilly and there's cars going everywhere, and that's about it as far as like recreational bike riding goes. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, your Italian is very good, so I figured you had a Romance language somewhere along the way. Someone had to have been speaking a lot of that, or else I'd really just hate you because it was that good.
No, the French, my summers in France growing up, my dad's French, but the Italian I did not have, so that was part of the pre-production process, and getting out there a month early was having the lessons every day and making sure that it sounded somewhat like a kid who would grow up in that town.
Well, congratulations. It's a great breakout performance.
Thank you.
And it's a beautiful, moving book, and it's articulated just as well on screen. So that's,
Thank you so much.
That doesn't always happen, so that's great. As emotionally vulnerable and open as you are in one movie, you're the exact opposite in Lady Bird. You're kind of like that dude that's like emotionally cut off, whatever. I think you just basically nod a couple. It's a lot of good stuff. But talk to me a little bit about working with Greta, and obviously with Saoirse Ronan, who's terrific in it, and there's a lot of other actors. Another great film.
It's exactly what you said. It was the opportunity to work with Greta, who I'd seen in Frances Ha, but this was her directorial debut. And the way the script was written was so assured and confident in what she wanted, and that's exactly how she shot it. And then secondly was the opportunity to work with Saoirse, and in my opinion, as far as working actors my age, she's really like on top of the class.
Well, it's great. We're going to be seeing a lot of you, so I'll be interested to see how you evolve over the years. But you're super talented, and it's always exciting to see a new young face.
Well, I appreciate it. And this, like I said, I was at Sundance. I saw Woody Harrelson sitting in this chair. My eyes were glued to the screen. So just to be sitting here with you feels like a tremendous honor, and it's a little overwhelming, but ultimately very gratifying.
You did great.